Welcome back to the Owl Athletic Complex, where the Keene State women's lacrosse team just lost to Westfield State 20-7. I'm Nick Landi, joined by women's lacrosse head coach Travis Wyant. Coach, tough start to the season. Your team is now 0-3. You've had a tough week against both Western New England and now Westfield State in the midst of this 4-game homestand. First off, what would you say are your biggest takeaways from today's game?
I think it's like this step that we took where we played with a little bit more emphasis on the passion of the game, enjoying ourselves, enjoying the sport that we play, and that really paid off on the back end and the front end of that game, and that's all we can ask for.
I'd say one of the biggest takeaways, looking at the stat sheet, you had three players getting 2 goals apiece: Jackie DeAngelis, Mindy St. Marie, and Tess Brown. I want to start with the 2 veterans in that group, Jackie DeAngelis and Mindy St. Marie, 2 of your older players on this team, most experienced. What have you been looking for ultimately from the veterans on this team so far, and what have you seen out of that group so far this season?
Yeah, it's a really unique space in the fact that not only do I ask them to guide the team forward on the field, but I've asked them a lot to guide the team culturally and guide me in a lot of ways in how they want Keene State to look like and how Keene State has looked like in the past, culturally speaking. So they've done a good job of kind of molding that and helping me mold that as well. So we rely on them a lot of ways on and off the field. On the field, clearly Mindy is a workhorse and somebody that's going to take a lot of pressure off the defense, a lot of pressure off the offense too, by the production she produces. And Jackie is a really fun player to watch. She's very shifty. She can take it to the hole if she needs to, and that's the kind of thing we ask for from our attackers.
And then moving on to Tess Brown, as she continues her young career here at Keene State. 2 more goals today, but what even impressed me more was how well she did on the draw control. Specifically, she seemed to be very present around the ball today. What have you seen in the start of her collegiate career so far?
Tess is fun. Tess plays a fun brand of lacrosse. She's a lefty, which is really interesting, so she's not afraid to take it to the hole either. She likes the ISO, she likes the drives, but she's also a very effective threat on the defensive end. I don't know the exact numbers, but it felt like she was picking up a lot of caused turnovers or putting the ball on the ground, which is always nice. And we rely on her to do that as a freshman. That is a significant production that we ask for from a lot of people, but Tess has definitely stepped up and done that well in these first couple of games.
Next week, you have a unique opponent coming to town, Occidental College out of Los Angeles. What do you know about that team, and what can we expect in our matchup with them next week?
It's a bit of an unknown, to be honest with you. Heading into this, we'll obviously do our scouting reports. We'll do our information gathering. But this team, very unique in the sense that they don't really come over here often. They reached out to us and asked us if we wanted to play, and I was like, heck yeah, let's play a little California lacrosse. They have a couple New Hampshire kids on the roster. They have a couple New England kids on the roster. Head coach is from New England as well, so it'll be interesting to see, what she brings to the table, what the team does, and trying to match up college by college with her is really hard because the teams she's playing aren't over here. So it's going to be an interesting power scaling event when we get them on the field.
And then to wrap up, I got to wrap it up on something a little bit of a lighter topic here. We know that you're a big Manchester City fan, and they got a big week coming up this week. They got Crystal Palace on Saturday, and then on Tuesday, the second game against RB Leipzig in the Champions League, where they'll try to move on to the round of 8. As a Man City fan, how are you feeling about the team? You feeling good about where they're at? Do you like their chances moving into the round of 8?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're away, I think. This leg, they're away, and they're tied up, which is always hard because they have to go to RB Leipzig, Germany.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting. I'm upset that they decided to schedule their games at 4 p.m. when we have practice. But it'll be interesting to see if Holland can spark a little fire. He hasn't been very effective this past couple of games. So
it should be a lot of fun. Coach, thank you for joining us.
No problem. Have a nice day.
We'll be back to wrap up today's broadcast. Welcome back to the Owl Athletic Complex, where today the Keene State College women's lacrosse team has lost to Westfield State by the score of 20-7. Keene State will continue their 4-game homestand next Thursday with their next game against Occidental College. That will be on March 16th at 1 p.m. You can watch that game right here on the Owls Media Network. Ryan Hearn and the rest of our crew here in Owl Athletic Complex. This is Nick Landi signing off. Wishing you all a good night.
You have been watching a Keene State Athletics broadcast on the Owls Media Network. Please tune in to our next broadcast, and thank you for watching.